Besides being in cool and beautiful places when I'm out camping, one of my favorite things about camping is cooking awesome food to enjoy in that beautiful place. Cooking for me while I'm camping is part of the experience and it's part of the memory. So today I want to walk through a few options and ideas for putting together the ideal camp kitchen to cook tasty meals when you're out on a camping trip. Now my goal today is to keep things simple. We are going to focus solely on stoves, cookware, and the tools that you need to create that ideal camp kitchen to just cook awesome meals out in the backcountry. I'm also really excited to partner with Sea to Summit on this video. They are sponsoring this video today. They've released some new and exciting cookware for 2024. And we'll talk specifically about this little guy here. This is the Frontier Ultralight Collapsible Kettle Cook Set that includes a cup and a bowl that's all collapsible that you've seen from Sea to Summit before. But there's a lot to talk about. So let's first dive in to stove systems and different kinds of stoves that you would use for your camp kitchen. Now the big question to be asking in all of this is, how simple or elaborate do you want your cooking to be? And then you're going to choose the gear that matches that style of approach to the cooking that you're going to be doing out on those trips. Do you want to go really simple and just do like prepackaged food and freeze-dried meals that take boiling water and don't require a lot of cleanup and just, again, keeping things very simple? Or do you want to go to the other end of the spectrum and be more elaborate and cook more gourmet meals with fresh foods and meats and that kind of thing? So we're going to stay on this side of the table here first and talk about simple options. You are probably familiar with a small gas canister stove. These are cheap, they're lightweight, they don't take up a lot of space. They just also keep things very simple. You're going to boil water, you're going to have a small pot to pair with it. Maybe all you do is boil water, put it in a freeze-dried meal bag like Peak Refuel or Mountain House or Packet Gourmet, and that is how you cook and enjoy your food out on a camping trip. But if you want to go a little bit more elaborate and cook some more gourmet meals, but still keep a pretty small form factor in the setup, you could go with one of these two options here. This stove here is the Saturn X from Fire Maple, but it's nice and small and doesn't take up a lot of space, but it still is a really versatile option. Additionally, very similar in concept is the half gen from Jetboil, or the full 2-burner size, but I like the half gen because this is tiny. Because it's a big open space and you have a fairly large burner head here and a big platform, I can put small round griddles and big pots and all sorts of larger things here to cook whatever I want on this, especially if I'm out solo or just with one other person. But if we move into kind of the cream of the crop, the classic way to go for a camp stove, getting a 2-burner stove option like this one from Primus. But the classic Coleman 2-burner stove, man, they are cheap, they go forever, and they do the job. So the benefit of a 2-burner stove like this one is the amount of cooking surface that you have. That's still a fairly small, lightweight package, doesn't take up a massive amount of space in your car. But the 2-burner stove provides the ability for you to use a large griddle, for you to have multiple pots and pans. The versatility of this is what makes cooking in the backcountry fun and enjoyable, because it's essentially what you're using at home. It's just now in a portable size. So those are the stove options that I like, but there are more things that you can do to cook with. You can cook over the fire. You can take a fire pit or a charcoal briquette fire pit that cooks that way. Those are less efficient, take up more time. They're kind of messy and stuff to use. So they're not my favorite. I like propane and isobutane stoves personally. But now let's talk about cookware and the types of cookware that you can pair with these various options to then cook some really fun and exciting meals. Now for me, the cookware part of the camp kitchen is my favorite because there's so many options out there on the market, so many things that you can choose to personalize what that camp kitchen looks like for you, and based on the type of foods that you like to eat, what you like to cook at home, and bringing that to the backcountry. So we'll start with the simple option here first. What cookware you can pair with your basic canister stove that is, again, lightweight, small, doesn't take up a lot of space in your car, but does limit you to a point on what you can cook and how much food you can cook. So we'll start first with this guy here. This is the Frontier Ultralight Collapsible Kettle Cook Set from Sea to Summit. Fully collapsible. Like, look how tiny this thing gets. It's 1.1 liters in capacity, and it has, with this particular set, a 400 milliliter collapsible mug and a small bowl that is 680 milliliters, and it all nests together in a really tiny package. This is super cool, and at about $90 to $100 in price, you get something that's very high quality, but gives you some versatility to boil the water that you need for whatever food you are cooking. And that could be making a hot drink, coffee, tea, hot chocolate. You are rehydrating a freeze-dried meal. So you have your cup for your drink, you have your bowl that you could spoon some of that meal into to share with somebody. Or if you don't have a long spoon, you can put that in here and it gives you something easier to eat out of than just a freeze-dried meal bag. But the kettles are cool. This thing, it's lightweight, it's got enough capacity for one person, and it pairs perfect with the small stove that you have here. Now, this will obviously also work with your 2-burner stove, but sometimes you have to be careful with the size of the burner in comparison to the size of the bottom of the pot. You don't want the flames coming up the side and then potentially melting the silicone material that's here on this collapsible style from Sea to Summit, but that's a nice option. But if you want to go slightly different and you want to be able to cook inside of that pot, then get yourself a pot. This is also from the Frontier series from Sea to Summit, and this is a 2-liter capacity pot that also has a couple things that come with it. You've got a bowl and a mug that I don't have with me today, but this has a nice ceramic coating, I believe it is, on the inside, so it's basically non-stick, and it provides enough capacity that I can do rice and boil noodles and do a full meal in here and then spoon that into my bowl for me to eat out of if I am serving multiple people. So I can still do a very simple stove with a larger pot for those types of meals that I would do as like a 1-pot style meal. So now we move into these larger single burner stove options that have a much larger base to them. They're more stable, they have a larger burner, and so you are then opening up the opportunity to pair them with much larger cookware items that make it possible for you to cook whatever you want out there, whether it's solo or for multiple people, and still have a really kind of compact type of camp kitchen, because this doesn't take up a ton of space, but I can get much larger pots for me to cook in, where maybe it's a fall trip and I want a really yummy stew. So I get a pretty large capacity pot like this Sea to Summit Detour that might be a better option than a small kettle, or I need to boil more water than 1 liter of capacity, so I get a larger pot, and then it sits really well and stable on these because they have such a large base to them. Or I get a much larger fry pan, but then I'm making breakfast burritos and omelets and doing stir fries, and I mean, you name it. I can do it in this, and because it's so much bigger, I can cook more at a time and feed more people than if I'm just on that super tiny little stove. I can get some pretty decent sized griddles, but that is fantastic. I can do burgers and steaks and chicken on here. The world is your oyster. Choose what works for you, but those are the kinds of things that I like to pair with these larger stoves, especially when I'm going out solo. So we're now stepping into the realm of the quintessential 2-burner camp stove and what you can pair with this. The options in this area are literally endless, and you can cook anything that you want as long as you've got the right griddle, pan, pot, fry pan, etc. I've got 2 different 2-burner stoves here to show you some size options and differences. But the first thing that stands out to me of the option to cook with on a 2-burner stove is a large griddle. Now I've got an aluminum griddle here and a cast iron one here, but look at that cooking surface. Think about the endless options of what you can cook on here. Let's say I want to make like a chicken Alfredo. What kinds of things do I need for that? Well, I need something for me to make my Alfredo sauce, and I need something for me to boil and cook my noodles. So I've got my sauce going here in this saucepan, and then I've got my noodles boiling here, but I can also cook my chicken first, set that aside, then get my sauce going, and I can do that simultaneously. If I'm only using a 1-burner stove, then that slows things down pretty significantly, and it can make it harder for you to do more complex meals like that. But notice how large these pots and pans are. You have plenty of space for these to be side by side and do all of that cooking that you need. And the nice thing about it too is because those burners are independent, I can simmer, I can boil, I can have really low heat, really high heat. The flexibility is amazing. So think of this as the ultimate portable kitchen in that way. Or you could have 2 pots of water boiling for whatever reason, whatever you're cooking, but it provides that opportunity for the flexibility. What you choose to pair with a 2-burner stove, again, comes down to your specific needs, what types of foods you like to cook, and then getting those items that match well with that particular stove that you have. Do keep in mind though that some stoves are smaller and they have these wings that come here on the side, and they can reduce the amount of available space for you to be able to put larger pots. So I typically like to look for a stove that doesn't have wings, or like this GSI one, that the wings are cut out. So it does make it possible for me to put 2 large pots kind of side by side and not be crowded so much, or not have an even cooking area when I'm in that space. Same goes with a griddle. Sometimes a griddle, like this one that I've got here, is a bit larger than the actual size of the stove. And because this one from Primus doesn't have wings, I can put a larger griddle on here, have an even cooking area for my heat as well, and it all just works out really, really well. Now, next up here is going to be all of the accessory stuff that you need to pair with your cookware to be able to do your food prep, to be in the process of cooking, as well as what you're going to eat out of, plates, cups, and that sort of thing. So let's talk about food prep here first. I like to bring some kind of cutting board. Don't have to be as robust as this provides as an option. I could get like a $2 cutting board from Walmart, and that'll suffice just fine. But then additionally, I've got a bag of other utensil items that aid in the cooking process. I've got a pair of tongs, I've got some spoons, I've got like a serving spoon, something I can stir with. I have a spatula for turning whatever foods I'm doing, pancakes, French toast, that kind of thing. I've got a little towel. I've got additional knives for me to do whatever cutting things I am going to be doing. I've got a pot grabber and then a lighter, and that's pretty much it. I keep it pretty simple in what are the things that I need to make it possible for me to properly cook my food when it's in that fry pan, when it's in the pot to stir, but also serve it into whatever I am eating out of. Additionally, I carry spices. So I can get some little spice kit containers for me to put whatever spices I want for the food I'm cooking. But then lastly, I need utensils and things to eat out of. as part of my full camp kitchen. So I need utensils, spoon, fork, that kind of thing. But I can go super cheap and basic with that and just get plastic stuff from the grocery store. And I could do the same with what I eat out of, paper plates, paper bowls and such, or I can get stuff that I can easily clean and reuse over and over again, like these from Sea to Summit. I really like these because they collapse and they don't take up hardly any space, and they're fairly easy to clean and such. And I've been using these bowls for about 5 years at this point, and they're still in fantastic condition. You have cups and such that are also an option, but if you get a cook set that comes with those things, like this kettle cook set, then I get my bowl and my cup with it, and it's all together as one full set. So I like being able to pair my stuff together, to have it in a set, to make it so I'm not creating a bunch of waste or that kind of thing. But I do very often as well bring paper plates and plastic utensils and stuff for me to eat my food off of, to just keep things very simple if I want to reduce the amount of cleanup with having stuff like this that is reusable. All right, wrapping this up here, what are the additional things that you need to kind of round out to make that ultimate ideal camp kitchen? It's a few accessory things. First is whatever stove you are taking with you, you're going to need fuel for. And that could be propane, like I have here. And this is the option that I prefer because it is super cheap to refill. It allows for pretty much an endless amount of fuel, and that is a 5-pound refillable propane tank. This is the Growler from Ignik, and this is awesome because I can pair this with a propane fire pit as well as use it to use with my 2-burner stove. I might also be using a stove that is a isobutane canister, and so I'm attaching that. But then additionally, I need water, some kind of water container, whether you're using small gallon jugs like this, or you get a refillable jug that would be super cheap from Walmart, or my personal favorite is the Hydro Blue pressurized jerry can that allows for me to also filter water out of it if I run out. But you gotta have water for your cooking, but also for cleanup. Then there's the organization of all of this stuff. You can go super simple with these clear plastic totes like this, but my personal favorite and kind of expensive are these Sitio crates. They allow for a lot of organization. I've got this divider in here that allows for me to separate things. They stack really well, and these are built like tanks, super robust, and they handle a lot of abuse. So I put all of my cooking stuff in here to be really nice and organized, and then I've got a lid that I can put on top as well. The last thing that makes a huge difference in my camp kitchen is putting everything on a good table. Now this table here, unfortunately, I can't find it anymore. I got it from Moose Jaw initially, but what I love about it is it sits at like counter height. So I'm not bending over real crazy and such to cook my food. It's really comfortable to cook with. But I like to have some kind of table system where I actually typically bring 2 tables, one that has all of the stuff sitting on it that makes it for easy access to get to, and then I have all of the space over here next to my stove and such for food prep to be able to serve food and have a nice like counter space, because typically I'm out and don't have the back of my car to use for that, or I don't want to use my car for that purpose, and I don't have a truck, I don't have a tailgate and such to use for those purposes. So having a table is really nice. I'll leave a few different options for things down in the video description, as well as links for everything that we have talked about today. But hopefully that gives you some ideas on what kind of camp kitchen you can create for yourself to be able to cook awesome, tasty, delicious, yummy meals out in the backcountry. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. I want to thank Sea to Summit for sponsoring this video today. Check out the items that I've got linked down in the description. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. We'll see you later.